was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your faith. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So for a while now, I've actually really wanted to start doing tank tours for this channel, and I thought it'd be really fun to see how other reefers run their tanks in this city, and recently I've had the opportunity to do just that. Today's tank feature is from a very good friend and local reefer, Rick, who lives here in the Las Vegas area. What you will find interesting about his tank is that he runs it very similar to my own tank, but he's actually been able to pull some insane color out of his SPS, his Acropora, compared to, for example, my tank. So let's go ahead and see how Rick runs his gorgeous SPS reef tank. So starting with the aquarium itself, Rick's tank is a Waterbox 104.5, which is one of their Frag series tanks from Waterbox. The dimensions itself is 48 by 24 by 17 high. So the tank itself is fairly short, and it gives reefers an excellent view of his corals from above, which is everybody knows is the most colorful and best way to view SPS coral. So basically this tank doubles as kind of both a frag tank with its shortness, but also as a display. The tank itself is lit by two Radion XR30s and also two of the new AI Grow blades, which provides an excellent blanket of light throughout the entire tank. If you think about it also, that is a lot of light for such a shallow tank, so you can really bump up that par for these, light-hungry SPS. In his sump, he runs it fairly simple, with the ever-popular Reef Mat by Red Sea for mechanical filtration, a UV for water clarity, and it also helps with, for example, parasites that flow through the water column, for example, ick that goes on fish, and also a CO2 scrubber attached to his skimmer to give him a boost in pH in his tank. Now, besides the differences in the equipment, Rick and I run almost the same additive regimen through our tanks, though with varying results. Similar to my setup, we both ran 2-part dosing. Obviously, now I run a calcium reactor. And we both run calc 24/7 through a calcster. Below, you'll see I've included his parameters that he runs his tank, so you can see kind of how he does it. And for the most part, they are exactly the same as my tank, with the exception of magnesium, which he runs at 1600 compared to my 13 to 1400. Now, the only additional dosing that Rick says he does in his tank is the addition of the 50 milliliters of magnesium to keep his magnesium elevated. And he also doses 2.5 milliliters of Acropower, which is an amino acid, nightly. Some of his Acropora, such as his orange peel, are just absolutely breathtaking and look both amazing in blue as well as white lighting. Along with insane color, the polyp extension on most of his Acropora are almost 1/4 inch long, which is well beyond what I've seen in other aquariums in my area. Now, one interesting fact that Rick and I discussed was his amazing polyp extension and how he was able to achieve it. He did mention before a while back that he did actually have issues with polyp extension. He wasn't quite sure what was the cause of it, but was able to conclude that he had a little bit of a bacterial issue, which is when he started dosing oxalic acid. As with any bacterial additive, you do want to either use it sparingly or really make sure that you actually want to use it. It should always be something of kind of a last resort, as it can seriously deplete the bacteria in your tank. But he did note that he did have quite a few issues with Acropora polyp extension before he started dosing it, and once he did start, he did see a lot of improvement, and that's basically led him to where he is now with some of the best polyp extension I have ever seen. Now, one thing that I also think might be contributing to his coral health is just the crazy amount of fish he has in his tank. In a tank about half the size of my current tank, he has 2 times, maybe even 3 times the amount of fish that I have, providing algae control, as well as excreting, fish poo, fish pee, that might also be providing certain compounds and trace elements that the corals absorb, and thus giving him excellent color. Now, I myself would love to have as many fish as he does, but personally, I just don't have as much luck with fish as a lot of other people do. Now, unfortunately, in the near future, this tank is actually not going to exist any longer. One of the reasons I wanted to make a video of this tank, and really the reason I started to do this tank tour, is actually Rick has gotten a brand new tank and will be upgrading pretty soon to a larger tank. And a lot of the SPS colonies that you see in this tank are going to be taken and put into the brand new tank, so that, of course, they can grow larger and hopefully stay just as colorful. So it'll be great to follow up in the near future to see what the progress of Rick's new tank is going to be, what the progress of this current tank is going to be, whether new coral will be going in there or Rick will be getting rid of it. We don't know at this point, but it'll be amazing to see how he moves from here. But that is it for today's episode. Let me know what you think of Rick's amazing tank, and let me know in the comments, what do you think contributes to his excellent color? But thank you guys as always for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.